From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios. Listen, watch, chat. This is Webcast 1 Live. Programs on webcast1live.com are brought to you in part by KDC Builders, building custom homes for how you live. KDC will take your dreams and turn them into reality. Go to our website, kdcbuilt.com, or call Hannah Inman at 515-975-9990. And Tom Coates and ConsumerCreditOfAmerica.com. Are you overwhelmed with mounted credit card debt and feel there's no way out? Well, there is. Call 1-800-955-5765 for Consumer Credit of America. That's ccofamerica.com.
Good evening. Happy Tuesday. It's nice to see everybody again. I'm Teresa Mulhern. I am the owner of 2 child care centers, author of a book titled Co-Parenting Strangers, and a parent of 8. And we are going to talk tonight about using child care and finish up all of the conversations we've been having over the last couple of weeks. Tonight is the last in our series on using child care, and we are going to talk about the last few things on our list. My co-host this evening is out sick. We're going to try in just a little bit to talk to her and see if we can't connect with her by phone. But right now, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk about using child care some more. See you in a few.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast 1 Live.
Get away from us, you mean old credit card. We don't have any more money. We're in trouble now. Save us! Help! Somebody save us! Somebody help! Help! Save us!
Hi, I'm Tom Coates from Consumer Credit of Des Moines. If your credit card's a little too animated, give us a call.
Hooray! We're saved! Consumer Credit, you're our hero!
Well, hi, I'm Rob Spearman. I'm a broker-owner of RE/MAX Real Estate Concepts in Des Moines, Iowa. Give us a call if you're looking at buying or selling a home, or if you're having trouble on your mortgage payments or looking to purchase foreclosures. We have the agents to help you, experienced, outstanding agents. Our office number is 515-276-2872. Or if you'd like to look at homes, go to our website, homeconnectusa.com.
Whether you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios. Listen, watch, chat. This is Webcast 1 Live. Programs on webcast1live.com are brought to you in part by KDC Builders, building custom homes for how you live. KDC will take your dreams and turn them into reality. Go to our website, kdcbuilt.com, or call Hannah Inman at 515-975-9990. And Tom Coates and ConsumerCreditOfAmerica.com. Are you overwhelmed with mounted credit card debt and feel there's no way out? Well, there is. Call 1-800-955-5765 for Consumer Credit of America. That's ccofamerica.com.
Welcome back. Okay, so we're trying to figure out the new phone system to get connected. So next commercial break, we're going to connect with Tori and then we'll be able to talk. But in the meantime, we're going to slug through a few of the last items on our list. And you're just going to have to live with just me for a little while. All right, so last week we talked about when should a child care center give you a credit. That was the topic we were on when we let go of last week's show. There we covered emergencies, we covered medical shutdowns, we covered weather shutdowns for wintertime. And now we're going to talk about vacation time for parents. Now, when you sign up with a child care center, they should give you a parent handbook. And in your parent handbook should be all of your vacation policies and all of your absentee policies. In our center, we have a policy that regardless of the number of days in care, that your rate is the same every week, whether your child is there 2 days or 5. We do have a teachers program where teachers can sign up to pay for the school year and to have all of the full weeks of summer and Christmas break and spring break off. And so they pay us during every week of school. And then when school gets out for the summer, their account goes on suspend until fall. And in the fall, they go back to paying. Now, whether school starts on a Monday or a Thursday, their weekly rate for the first week is the same. And on Thanksgiving week, even though they're out for 2 days, weekly rate is the same. But the weeks that they get breaks for are the full weeks. There are some in-home providers that have the same policy. So make sure if you're a teacher or if you work for the school district on a school year that you understand what the policies are when school is out so that you know what weeks you're responsible for and how much you'll be paying on those weeks. We offer 2 weeks of vacation. That is that parents can have 2 full weeks during the year when their child is not in attendance for a single day of the week that they do not have to pay for. We ask that they give us 30 days notification in writing so that we can budget for it because we pay staff and payroll every 2 weeks. And we ask that they make sure that they use those 2 weeks that they are full weeks. We don't allow them to break it up into a personal day here, a personal day there, or we don't allow them to use it if their child is sick for 2 days and to split it up in half. We also don't allow families to use it for one child and not the other. So if a parent has 2 children by 2 different fathers and one child is going to go for visitation, we use vacation as a family unit because the bill for the family is a family bill and we add the children together, then deduct the deductions. And so it's impossible to split out vacation because families are entered into our billing system as one unit. So make sure you also understand those policies when you go to tour a daycare center. Ask if they have vacation, ask how much vacation, and ask if it can be used separately or if it has to be used all together and all at once. Those are things that you need to know. Another time that you would be issued a credit is if there was an error on the part of the child care center. Now, I would love to tell all of you that my centers are flawless and run perfectly, but the truth of the matter is there is no center that's perfect. There are no buildings with 50 employees in them where everyone does everything that they're supposed to do all of the time. It can't be done. There are a lot of centers who manage it better than others, but when you have 50 employees, then there's 50 margins for error. What I tell parents, if there is an error on our part that I feel should not have happened, I generally will issue a child care credit. It could be something as simple as a child's clothes are ruined because of bleach water that was too strong on a changing table, or a child's belongings were lost. There are many different scenarios, but when I issue a child care credit, I issue it as a child care credit. So I issue a certificate that can be used for so many days of child care that they can turn in anytime they want, but it has no cash value. So I don't issue a payment back to them. I don't hand them a check. What I say to them is, when you are due again, here is a week of free childcare that you can use that will come off of your next bill. So they can use it, but they can't cash it. And that way I make sure that, number one, I know when the credit's coming out. And number two, they only get back the actual cost of the childcare as opposed to my writing a check for more than the actual childcare costs. Kind of get what I'm saying? Anyway, with credits, the one thing that you need to understand is, especially if a center is doing a mass credit, when we closed our center for whooping cough to clean the building and make sure that no one got sick, we had to issue credits to 187 parents. That's a lot of credits. Each family pays a different rate for the week. And so we had to sit down and individually calculate the credits for 3 days of care for 187 different families on 187 different plans. Now, the parents that had daycare assistants were expecting a credit for a bill that they did not pay. So we had to explain, if the state pays your child care bill, you don't get a credit. The state gets a credit because we mark ourselves as closed for those 3 days. But you individually don't get money back that you didn't pay in. We also had to explain to parents who were part-time, who were not scheduled for the days that we were closed. There was no loss to you. You normally are here Mondays and Fridays. The closure was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You did not lose any care. Therefore, there is no credit. The same with families that were only there half days. They received half-day credits. And so when we sat down to do all of these, it took a large number of hours. And in addition to calculating the credits, we still had to run the center. We still had to do all of those normal everyday tasks. Sometimes it can take up to 2 weeks for a center to figure out exactly what everyone's credit is going to be. And so if you are a parent waiting on a credit, please be patient. It's not that we won't issue it. It's not that we don't know that you need it. It's that we have to have time to take care of calculating it so that we can make sure that you get exactly what you're supposed to get. And in a lot of cases, we actually give you more than you're supposed to get, because most centers like ours have a policy that your weekly rate is the same no matter the number of days in care. And so issuing a credit normally is something that we do because we recognize that we want to keep your business and that we want to make sure that our relationship is good. Not that it necessarily is something that we are required to do or that we have contracted to do in our contract with you. So make sure when you're reading your parent handbook, when you go to look at a new center, what the policies are for when a credit will be issued. The next item that you need to talk about when you go to use childcare are deposits. Many, many times I will take a deposit from a mom who is 8 weeks pregnant, 12 weeks pregnant, because I have a very long waiting list. Now, when that parent is 8.5, 9 months pregnant, frequently they have a change of heart. Or right after they have the baby, they look into that baby's eyes and they realize, I just can't go back to work. I cannot leave my baby with strangers. It's perfectly appropriate to change your mind. It's perfectly appropriate to notify the child care center, I have elected that I'm going to stay home. I'm very, very sorry. I realize you've held a slot for me and I will no longer be needing care. What is not appropriate is to expect your deposit to come back. Deposits are to hold a slot, just like a deposit for a vacation, a hotel room. There are many types of deposits. 9 times out of 10, if you put a deposit down and you wait until the last minute to cancel the service, your deposit is held. And it's the same way with childcare. When we contract for your child to start 6 months from now, you understand that for that 6 months, we're not going to sign another child up for your child's slot. And when a child care center only has a license for 100 children or 150 children, and they get to full capacity, holding a slot for 6 months is extremely difficult. It means that if a family comes in tomorrow that needs an immediate infant opening, we've already given that opening to your child, but we won't be getting paid for your child for another 6 months. So we turn away immediate income in order to hold a slot for you. And that means if you change your mind, your deposit is staying with us. So make sure before you pay a deposit that you ask what the terms are, that you ask how far ahead of time you need to cancel in order to get your deposit refunded, or if it simply is non-refundable, which in most cases it will be. And understand that the moment they take your deposit, they are then holding a slot for your child that they could be paid for. And so if you decide to change your mind, we love you. God bless. It's always best for children to be with their parents, but we have to hold on to your money. So make sure we're a good choice and make sure that you're sure what you want and make sure that you know that if you're going to change your mind, you understand that it won't be a refundable deposit. Okay? Next item on the list, as always, we got to talk about the money. One of the most difficult parts of a child care center's responsibilities is collecting funds from parents. We have to bill the state of Iowa for children on daycare assistance, the parents who have copays to the state of Iowa who are on daycare assistance, full-time families, part-time families, drop-in families, families on military assistance, shareholder parents who pay a different rate because they own a small percentage of our center. The list goes on and on. And so you, as a parent, have to be responsible for making sure you know what your bill is and when it is due and making sure that it's paid in a timely fashion. It is a large task every single week to look at 187 accounts and see who's paid and who hasn't. It is an enormous amount of handwriting to write 187 notes reminding parents what their bill is and when it's due. It is difficult for a director to try and catch 45 parents on a Monday who did not pay the previous Friday. So, if you can at all do it, sign up for AutoDraft. If your child care center has an auto pay plan, get in there and sign up for it. The money will come out of your account every other Friday, once a month, once a week, however you elect. You will not have to worry about late fees. You will not have to worry about feeling guilty on the weekend because you've forgotten. And your child care center will be able to run smoothly because no matter how many parents pay late, we still have to buy diapers on time. We still have to pay payroll on time. We still have to pay our rent and utilities on time. So be aware that without your money, the center becomes financially stressed, which then stresses out the staff who are caring for your child. And that's something that you don't want. You don't want the staff at your child care center to be worried about getting paid because payments aren't coming in. So if you are using daycare assistance, there's a whole lot of etiquette that comes along with that financially as well. First of all, know what your copay is. It comes on your notice of decision, which comes both to you and to your child care center. Make sure that you understand when your copay is due and decide ahead of time how you're going to pay it. My advice is that if you can pay a copay monthly, pay it monthly, because paying it weekly, when we're collecting $19 from this parent, $22 from this parent, $5 from this parent every week, it's an enormous amount of work for a very small payment. So if you can do it monthly, do it monthly. Make sure you know what your approved hours are. Make sure that you know what your approved usage is. And we're going to talk about all of that in a little more detail in just a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break. Once again, this is Licensed to Parent. We're talking about using childcare, and we're finishing up the last of the using childcare topics tonight. We'll see you in a few.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast 1 Live.
Get away from my Sumito credit card. We don't have any more money. We're in trouble now. Save us! Help! Somebody save us! Somebody help! Help! Save us!
Hi, I'm Tom Coates from Consumer Credit of Des Moines. If your credit card's a little too animated, give us a call.
Hooray! We're saved! Consumer Credit! You're our hero!
Well, hi, I'm Rob Spearman. I'm a broker owner of RE/MAX Real Estate Concepts in Des Moines, Iowa. Give us a call if you're looking at buying or selling a home, or if you're having trouble on your mortgage payments or looking to purchase foreclosures. We have the agents to help you, experienced, outstanding agents. Our office number is 515-276-2872. Or if you'd like to look at homes, go to our website, homeconnectusa.com.
Whether you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios. Listen, watch,